The UK driving test is comprised of 5 main parts. At the start of the test, your eyesight will be checked and you'll be expected to read a number plate from a distance of 20.5 metres. You'll be asked 2 show me, tell me safety questions, one of the 14 possible tell me questions before you set off, and after you set off, one of the 7 show me questions which you will be expected to answer whilst you're driving. The main part of the test will assess your general driving ability and will last approximately 40 minutes, 20 minutes following the directions from an examiner, and a 20-minute independent drive where you will either follow directions from a sat-nav or you'll be asked to follow road signs. You may also be asked to perform a controlled or emergency stop. During the drive, you will also be asked to perform one of the 4 reversing manoeuvres. In this video, we will explore the forward bay park manoeuvre. Whilst it's perfectly acceptable to drive into a space on either the right or the left side, most people find that due to the extra manoeuvrability, it's easier to reverse into a space on the left and prefer to drive forward into spaces on the right. However, if you do decide to drive forward into a space on the left, you will need to approach on the right hand side of the carriageway, so ensure you make adequate observations before starting the manoeuvre. This manoeuvre involves identifying a suitable parking bay, slowly approaching the bay at 90 degrees, before carefully driving in whilst keeping the lines an equal distance on either side. Then, reversing safely back out of the bay, whilst at all times maintaining complete control and performing all-round observations throughout. So, let's take a look at the manoeuvre step by step. If the examiner wishes you to perform the manoeuvre, they will direct you to a suitable car park before asking you to bring the car to a stop. Then, they will ask you to choose a bay and drive into it. So, first we need to find a suitable target bay. Remember, the first bay you see is not always the best one to use. Sometimes other parked vehicles may make it more difficult for you to park in the nearest space. So don't panic, take your time, and if possible, choose a target bay that's not too tight and has plenty of room around it for you to manoeuvre. Once identified, look at the lines of the bay and identify the first or closest line. You then need to approach the bay at about 90 degrees, so that the mouth or entrance of the bay is facing your driver door. When you are learning, it can be useful to find reference points on the car that will help you know when to start to steer. In this case, I'm using a point on my driver door which is level with the first line. However, you'll need to experiment and find your own reference points, as different cars and different driving positions will mean that they will probably be unique to you. Bring the car to a crawl until the first line of the bay is level with your reference point. Then, having checked that it's safe, move very slowly, steering into the mouth of the bay with the steering wheel on full right lock. Start to straighten the wheel, keeping the 2 lines an equal distance on either side. Coming to a stop so that the front of your car doesn't go over the back line. Again, you can use a reference point to help you. I'm ensuring that the front of the bay is just underneath the side mirror like so. Finally, apply your parking brake and engage neutral. At this point you should be given your next set of directions, so that you know which way to reverse out. Once you are clear which way you need to go, put the car into reverse and prepare to move. It's crucial at this point that you make thorough all-round observations, before reversing very slowly, steering in the direction you require the back end to go. Make sure the last place you check before you set off is directly behind you. Remember, you're in a car park, so there will be pedestrians and other vehicles around. It's important to take your time, and if you're not sure which way to steer, stop and think, and take a moment to work out what you need to do. There's no point in continuing on if you're unsure. Remember, when reversing, you're steering the way you want the back of the car to go. Once your shoulder is level with the entrance of the bay, start to steer full lock, bringing the car to a stop when you are clear of the bay and apply the parking brake. Engage first gear and once again, make good all-round observations before slowly moving away in the direction you've been asked to go. It doesn't matter if you cross over the white line as you enter. However, you must finish so that all four wheels are within the bay, not crossing into any of the neighbouring bays. So you'll find that it's easier to do this if you enter through the mouth. If you're not happy with your position, don't panic. Just explain you're going to reposition yourself. Then, carefully reverse back, and then slowly drive back in, correcting the position, remembering to use all-round observations. So, let's recap. Identify a suitable bay, finding the first or closest line. Approach extremely slowly. Once your reference point is level with the first line, steer on full lock into the mouth of the bay. Straighten up, keeping an equal distance between both lines on either side. And stopping a safe distance from the line to the front and rear. Reverse out slowly and carefully. Use your clutch control to control your speed and use all-round observations throughout.
If you found the information in this video helpful, then please remember to subscribe to the JFM Drive Intuition channel. Thanks for watching.